Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be cutting a shirt. Very simple shirt. Okay. Now first of all, I'll be marking the length of my shirt. The length I'm using is 17. I have a lot of allowances, but I'm going to go out by 1 inch for my band to mark my shirt nigger. Let me shift it towards the side so you can see it better. Okay, for the shirt now, first thing I'm going to mark is my length, just like I said. Now if you want to put a band, you can put a band. That's totally optional. Now I left about 4 inches by the side. I'm going to show you how I folded this, but for a short, I'm using this. For this particular short, I'm using 4 inches 4 inches by the side. That's, I folded this clothes as if I am folding a normal clothes, leaving my sewing allowance or my zip allowance rather. But for this part, it's not going to be called the zip allowance. This is the back, and this 4 inches is standard. So I'll be marking my 4 inches now. So that's it for that. So I'll cut it out. I'm cutting out my 4 inches now. This part is the 4 inches allowance, and this 4 inches is always at the back. You don't leave 4 inches in the front, it's at the back. The 4 inches always comes at the back. Okay, kindly subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed. Okay, let's continue. So now I'm going to be showing you how I folded this. I folded into two first. Let me open it. I folded into two, then I folded into another two, leaving that 4 inches allowance. That 4 inches allowance is for the back part of the shirt. So when that is done, I just go and mark my crotch. Now the crotch I'm using is 11 inches. This is the down part, the part that divides the both legs, when you're wearing your shirt. So I'm marking at 11 inches, and I'm going to be extending that line to the other part where I have my 4 inches allowance. But before then, what I'm marking now is 1.5 from the points, from the center of that place that started that fold. I'm sorry that this is not too clear because it's a striped material, but at that point where I showed you I started folding from, I marked 1.5 to that crotch, to that place. I marked that 11 inches for the crotch, and then I ruled it. So after ruling it, I'm going to curve it like I'm curving my armhole. I'm just going to give it a small curve at that point, like I'm curving my armhole right now. So that's it, just very small curve. That's it. So I'm going to be taking the rest of my body measurement, but I folded this clothes with my body measurement already, so I'm not removing much. I already folded with my waist, but at this point is where you take your waist and your hip, and I didn't start from that point where I marked that crotch. I didn't start from that point. I gave it like a half inch allowance before I started. Look at the way I'm shifting it from that line. I gave it like half inch before I started marking, and so I just mark my waist and my hip, and that's all for the shirt. Please, that 4 inches allowance by the side is very important, because the back part of a human body is always bigger than the front part. So that 4 inches is good enough for as an allowance. So that's it. So I'll be extending this line now. From that point where I curve, I'll be extending it to come out to that 4 inches allowance. So that's what I'm doing now. Okay, so that curve is extending. When I'm cutting off, I'm going to be cutting that point. That's it. I'll just curve it there. So I cut the front and the back. I cut the front and the back together. Look at how I lifted it a bit. So I'm going to be cutting that part again that has a fold. I'll cut it open. So the front, you are seeing that the front is 4 inches shorter than the back. The back is 4 inches longer than the front. Now this is almost everything. The short is ready, but the upper part of the front part of my short, I'm just coming down by 1 inch. You can use ½ inch. I will slant it, and I'm not going to be slanting it to the end. I'm just going to give it a little slant. Please, I'll show you when I'm done slanting it. So when I'm done slanting, I'll cut it just like the normal way you cut your shoulder slant. That's the same way I'm cutting this. Please kindly subscribe and turn on your notification bell if you haven't. Thank you. Okay, at this point, this short is ready. This short is ready. I'm just going to be cutting out, this part where I marked my waist and my hip, and just down. And this short is going to have a band. It's going to have a band of 1 inch. So that's it. That's everything for the shorts. Kindly subscribe and thank you for watching.